Hello.
Then, now,
Showdown to the queens.
Episode number 500.
forever.
Looks like hell froze over.
Without any more further ado,
Together.
let's jump straight into the show. Hello, welcome to episode number 46, I believe, of the TEW IX Challenge Run. We're here for Raw's Unforgiven TV special, and we have a stat show. We have actually 8 matches announced for tonight, including 3 championship matches. The WWE Championship on the line in our main event, TLC, pinfall or submission variety, as Gunther defends against AJ Styles in a rematch from Bash in Berlin. We have Nova Nebula defending the Women's Championship against the Women's Tag Team Champions Becky Stardust. We also have the Path of the Dragon defending against Christian Cage's adopted sons, Lexis King and Dominic Mysterio. We also have a number 1 contendership match for the Intercontinental Championship. No disqualification bout between Wes Lee and LA Knight, yeah. We have Tayan Paxley taking on Tegan Knox, Trick Williams taking on Chad Gable, Bayley and Stephanie Vaquer taking on Cora Jade and Roxy Perez, and a Jailhouse Street fight, which will be opening up the show between Christian and Dijak to end their little rivalry. And yeah, without any more further ado, let's jump straight into the show. We start off with a big hype video going over, all those matches I just went over, all the championship matches and stuff. And then we do start the show with the Jailhouse Street fight, Dijak against Christian. It's the street fight match they had with Tony D'Angelo in NXT. That one time you got to lock the guy in the shark cage, and that's how you beat him. Yeah, and it's against Christian. It's a 77. Sure, Christian was tiring towards the end, so we'll take that. And, Dijak won the match at SummerSlam. Christian won the tag match at Bash in Berlin when, that's when Lexis King debuted and helped him win. So this is the rubber match here, and it is Dijak who picks up the victory, ending this rivalry, locking Christian in the cage in 14 minutes and 30. The Suns can't get involved in that because they've got a match later on tonight. 77 for Dijak, 69 for Christian. And yeah, big win for Mr. Ratio himself, the former Intercontinental Champion. We then cut backstage. And it's R-Truth. He's fucking about. He's all trying to get on the phone with Titus. So it says, please leave a voice message. He goes, Titus, I'm waiting to hear back from 3-6 Mafia, okay? They said that I joined the group last week. And I think that us bringing Titus World Records back with a big hit featuring 3-6 Mafia, that'll be huge for Titus World Records. And then Luca Crusifino does walk into frame. He goes, hello, Mr. Truth, Ron. And he goes, do I know you? He goes, oh, pardon, I'm Luca Crusifino, the attorney of the D'Angelo family, the consigliere of the D'Angelo family. And I just want to get you the papers signed that suggest you are an official member of the D'Angelo family. And he goes, dog, I ain't no D'Angelo, I'm Truth. He goes, yes, I know, but, we're family. The Dawn would really like to officially get you on the books. So, if you can just sign your name here. He goes, great. What am I signing for? It's for you, Truth, for you. He goes, okay. He signs it. He goes, so what do I get? Do I get 3-6 Mafia now? And Luca goes, we'll work on that, Truth. It's just, we need to get your signature in here so now that you're officially a member of the D'Angelo family. Welcome to the Mafia, kid. And he walks off. And Truth goes, wow, I'm in 3-6 Mafia. Luca Crusifino was here. What happened was, the contracts of Stacks and Two Dimes came up, and I let Two Dimes go, and I'm bringing in Luca Crusifino to replace him, because I like Luca Crusifino and Stacks better. So yeah, say hello to the newest member of the D'Angelo family, Luca Crusifino. Well, the 2 newest members of the D'Angelo family, technically, Luca Crusifino and R-Truth. And then cut backstage, Kathy Kelly's with Tegan Knox. She has Tegan, coming up just in a matter of moments. She faced off against Tatum Paxley, looking for revenge after she jumped you and Piper Niven last week, following a return win on Raw. Tegan goes, I'm not even going to try and start guessing what her deal is. But it's fine if she's got an issue with us coming over to Raw. We're not over here to take opportunities. We're here to start from the bottom and work our way up. We know, because we had to earn those opportunities ourselves. We're in no place to just steal them from anybody else. Then we hear a loud thud, and then they rush off to find Piper Niven's been attacked by Tatum Paxley just off screen. She goes, "Oh, Tegan, she slipped. I don't think she's going to make it out there for your match tonight, but it doesn't matter. You don't need her, right?" And he sort of just laughs and walks off, and then Tegan obviously helps Piper up. She goes, "That bitch. I'll get her back." 78. That's pretty good. Tatum Paxley and Tegan Nox, is the match. So yeah. And Tegan does pick up the win, pinning Tatum with the Vulture Culture Destroyer in 9 minutes and 18. 69 for Tatum, 79 for Tegan. So yeah, 78 rated match there is pretty good. But Tegan Nox does get the job done. Tatum puts up a good fight. She is, only a women's tag team champion. Tegan Nox is a former SmackDown Women's Champion, 2-time tag team champion, so she has the advantage here, really. And then as she's celebrating after the match, Tatum Paxley, she doesn't take the defeat well. She jumps Tegan Nox, starts beating up Tegan Nox from behind. That's when Piper Niven rushes out, and she chases off Tatum, helps Tegan out. They stand together in the ring, and Tatum's, laughing at herself on the ramp. She goes, "Well done, girls, you kept the heart of your spot. For now." I get a quick backstage segment. It's Bayley and Stephanie in their locker room, getting their stuff on. Stephanie Vickers putting her horns on. Bayley's putting her jacket on. She goes, "Listen, Stephanie." She's like, "Okay." And he goes, "Yeah, it's the last week. Cora Jade said a lot of things. A lot of them were true. It's just I just need to put all that in the back of my mind tonight. Because tonight we're tag team partners, and you can trust me tonight, because not only do I want to be your tag team partner tonight, but also I need to get my revenge and get avenged all those stuff that Cora Jade said about me last week." Stephanie's like, "Bayley, I'll be your partner. Just don't disappoint." Bayley goes, "I don't plan to, girl." We then cut to Gorilla. Lexis King stressing out. He goes, "Dominic, did you see what happened earlier on the night? Christian, he got locked in that cage. Now he's not going to be there tonight. He's not going to be there for our match. How are we going to do this match without him?" Dominic goes, "Relax. I know this is your first championship match here on the main roster, but I'm a bit of an expert in championship matches up here on Raw, so just follow my lead. Everything's going to be all okay. We're going to beat up Akira Tozawa. We're going to beat up Humberto Carrillo, and we're going to leave the new World Tag Team Champions. And when Christian does wake up, we'll be able to show him that his kids, they did something right." Lexis goes, "Yeah, it's just normally when my father wasn't around, it led me to who I am now." And Dominic goes, "Unlike our deadbeat dads of the past, Christian wants to be here tonight for us, but he can't because he got locked up earlier on tonight. And now, trust me, I know all about being locked up. Now, if you'll excuse us, it's time we've got championships to win." And Dominic and Lexis King go out for the first title match of the night, the tag team title match. 83. Yeah, Lexis King is only scoring a 61, so that's actually a really good rating considering he's in the match. 91 for Dominic, 81 for Humberto, 79 for Tozawa, and a 61 for Lexis. Nice. But yes, it is Path of the Dragon who retain. Akira Tozawa pinning Lexis King with a diving senton to make defense number 3 of the titles. And yeah, like I said, Dominic Mysterio was head and shoulders above everybody else. Lexis King was the weak link, but I guess not having their father by their side tonight was a letdown for the patriarchy, who did come up short against Path of the Dragon here. Then cut backstage. EST, they're just sat around, in their normal clothes, just watching the show. And Montez Ford goes, "I can't believe it. B, can you believe this?" She goes, "Well, what can I believe?" She goes, "Tonight, Raw Unforgiven, the biggest TV special in Monday Night Raw history. And none of us are a part of it. After all these weeks of trying to prove that we belong at the very top, and we did all of that, we still couldn't get it here tonight." Bianca goes, "Well, Tej, it's fine. We missed one show. We're still going to get back to the top here on Raw." He goes, "No, you don't get it, B. I should be out that night in that main event against Gunther, and I'm not, because his little lackey was in that triple threat match. I could have beat AJ Styles. In fact, I should be the World Heavyweight Champion right now. But I'm not, because Gunther protected that little championship, and tonight he's got no protection because he's in a match that's outside of his limits. And as for AJ Styles, I can put his ass down whenever I want to. So they can kill each other tonight for that championship for all I care, because that championship will soon belong to me. Because whoever leaves here WWE Champion tonight, I want next. Montez Ford, declarative statement saying that he wants the next shot at Gunther or AJ Styles, whoever leaves here as the WWE Champion. Let's see if he can get his wish. Then see Trick Williams come out. He's ready for his match with Chad Gable, but he's jumped on the entrance ramp by Anthony Ogogo. Ogogo jumps him from behind and probably waits him to get to his feet, hits one of those big, jabs as a bronze medal boxer, and just knocks Trick Williams out. And he has a Union Jack. He hoists it above his head, and as he stands over Trick Williams, who's been knocked out here tonight. So yeah, we won't be getting Chad Gable and Trick Williams tonight because I accidentally booked one too many matches. I obviously wasn't supposed to book one of them, and I did, so I was like, I only want to run 7. But I like the angle here more than I would have liked a match for Chad Gable and Trick Williams anyway, because, yeah, I like where this is going, and B, I didn't want to have to beat either Gable or Trick this early anyway, so I'm content with this angle and postponing the match for a little bit longer. We then see Becky and the Misfits pull up. Becky goes, "Tonight, girls, tonight is the night. Tonight is the night you get to stand by and watch as Becky Stardust, the Women's Tag Team Champions, gets to make history and be the first ever Becky 3 belts. You heard of Becky 2 belts. That was a big, big success all those years ago, but I'm only bigger and better now than I was ever back then, and now 3 belts is the name of the game. And who knows, maybe soon after that I'll win that Liberty Championship and I'll have Becky 4 belts. What's better than 4 belts? Lyra? No, sorry, Bird Girl. She goes, 5 belts? And she sort of looks and goes, don't be silly, Bird Girl. I can only win 4 belts here on Raw. Although I could float over to ECW and SmackDown as the Tag Team Champions, win their championships, and I could win 6 belts. And Kelly goes, yeah, good luck with that one, Becky. She turns around and Jade Cargill stood there. He goes, Becky, Big Time Bex, Becky Stardust, whatever you want to call yourself. You've got a lot of different names they call you, but I've only got one. And it's that bitch. Becky just takes her sunglasses and like, what do you want? She goes, well, I'm just here to wish you luck in my championship match tonight, because considering last week in that fatal 4-way, it was my move. I had Roxy Perez beat, and then you stole my pin. Becky goes, yeah, well, you snooze, you lose, okay? If you're not smart enough to keep up, you don't deserve a chance opportunity. And Jade goes, fair point, but you better watch your back, because I don't take people stealing opportunities away from me lying down. And Becky goes, well, as a world-famous professional wrestler and #1 New York Times best-selling author and aspiring megastar of all walks of life, I know someone picking a fight when I see one, because people always want to pick fights with big-time Bex. And I'm in a championship match tonight. I know, not surprising at all that I'd be in a championship match. But next week I'm not in a championship match. So how about next week you go one-on-one with Bird Girl? And I goes, excuse me? Just come on, Bird Girl, you want to pull your weight here. Prove that you're not all bark and no bite. I've never said that once in my life. Anyway, Bird Girl would love to take you on next week. And Bivens slides in and he goes, well, Becky, it seems you're ducking that bitch Jade Cargill, because you're the only person on this planet who wouldn't love to be dominated by this bitch right here. Becky goes, oh, I never said anything about that. And then Bivens goes, well, I guess see you next week, Lyra. And then Lyra and Kaiser just look on awkwardly like, you're unique, is all I'll say. And then she walks off, Kelly walks off, and Becky sort of tuts and says, unique. Of course I'm unique. There's only one of me. But yeah, Becky and Nova Nebula later on tonight. 76 for a tag match. I expected a little bit better from that, actually, to be fair. Roxy Perez is apparently the GOAT. She gets an 89, which is... it says she was head and shoulders above everybody else in this match. A match that includes former WrestleMania main eventer Bayley. And, yeah. But Cora and Roxy do pick up the win, with Roxy pinning Bayley with the Pop Rocks in 13:05. 67 for Stephanie, 78 for Bayley, 77 for Cora, 89 for Roxy. So yeah, another win. You know, Roxy did pin Becky 2 weeks ago. And they did beat Bianca and Jakara at Bash in Berlin, and they've won this now, so... Cora and Roxy definitely seem in line for a women's tag team title opportunity. After the match, Bayley's just sitting on the floor, you know, devastated, defeated about her loss. Stephanie's on the outside, she sort of gets up to her feet and just sort of like side-eyes Bayley in the ring. Bayley just sort of like shrugs, and goes, you know, I've got no excuse, you know, shit happens, I'm sorry. And Stephanie just shakes her head and walks away from Bayley. Then get a quick video. Billy Starks sits down in a little chair. Like, it's being presented as like an interview segment. And it's like, so Billy, you know, we're here to talk to you about, you know, your upcoming debut on Monday Night Raw. And she goes, oh my god, I can't believe it's actually happening. You know, all my life I aspired to one day to be a part of Monday Night Raw. She goes, well, so why don't you tell the WWE Universe a little bit about yourself? She goes, hi, my name's Billy Starks. I'm 19 years old, and I'm apparently coming soon to Monday Night Raw. And what are your goals? And, you know, what is your deal here on Monday Night Raw? She goes, well, obviously my goal is to be the best. I know it's going to take a long time for me to reach the very top, but I've got age on my side. You know, I think I'm going to be, the youngest active women's wrestler on the main roster. You know, I think Thea Hale's like 20, and then I'm 19, so yeah. But despite my young age, I have years of experience behind me, and the Space Jesus is going to arrive on Raw next week for my big debut on Monday Night Raw, and I'm going to see, you know, how it all fares and how this women's division can cope with me in it. Was that good enough for you? Was that intimidating enough for you? It's like, yeah, all good, Billy. Just great. Same time next week? I'm like, no, Billy, you're debuting next week. She goes, oh, right, duh, of course. You know, how could I forget my big Monday Night Raw debut coming soon? She walks off. So yeah, we're just gonna, you know, play into the age aspect here. And be like, you know, she's just a 19-year-old. They're telling her you're gonna debut on Raw next week. Tell us all about yourself. And she's like just excited and giddy to get involved. But yeah, she will be here next week. Billy Starks making her debut on Monday Night Raw. And then get Becky's entrances. Entrance, sorry. Becky comes out, Lyra and Kelly by her side, hosting both women's tag team championships up high. Out comes Nova, and we then go into the WWE Women's Championship match. 82, sure. I expected a little bit better from it, but I think the crowd's been weird all night for some reason. But, so yeah, it's fine. But, unfortunately, our beloved Becky Stardust does fall short. Nova Nebula pins her with the Area 451 in 17-7 to make defense number 2 of the Women's Championship. 87 for Nova, 91 for Becky. So yeah, it is Nova Nebula coming out on top, still the WWE Women's Champion. This is actually a rematch from Nova's first match back. When she came back from pregnancy, was the first round the Queen of the Ring, and she beat Becky in that, you know, while Becky was still in the midst of her transformation, let's say, 4 months ago. And yeah, now it's full-on Becky Stardust against Nova, and Nova does pick up the win to advance on as the WWE Women's Champion. After the match, you know, Becky gets to her feet. Lyra and Kelly are on the outside, sort of like shaking their head, like, what happened? And Becky orders them into the ring. And she sort of like huddles around both of them, and she goes, I've come to realize something. Someone is missing here. The Misfits can't be a thing with just 2 of you. We need one more person, one more bit of clay I can mold into my own, and then I have my own little backing group. Bird Girl, because yes, Becky, just you go out on your flock and fly somewhere. Find an ally for us. And then next week you can beat Jade Cargill. Kelly, And she's like, what? She goes, you do whatever it is you do, I don't really mind. She goes, great. Stay away from you for a week, basically. And then cut to Wes Lee's locker room. He's warming up for his match against LA Knight coming up next when Jay White and the Guns walk in. He goes, hey, easy, Wes, I don't want to fight. As a matter of fact, I've actually come here to, converse with, my future number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship. Wesley's like, what do you want? He goes, yes, no. At SummerSlam, I beat LA Knight. At Bash in Berlin, I beat LA Knight again. I also beat you. Thanks for that, by the way. So what I was thinking was, LA Knight's had enough opportunities at my championship. So, tonight's no disqualifications. If you really wanted to get that win tonight, you could call up the Bang Bang Gang and we can get business done for you and take out LA Knight for you. Wesley goes, well, I've been trying to act alone. Got no interest in working by your side. And Jay White goes, it's got nothing to do with working by myself. We can rip each other's heads off again next week. It's just tonight, one night only. LA Knight, he doesn't have to be a factor in this. It can just be you and I next week for this championship. And then Wesley, they leave and Wesley's sitting there. He does ponder it. He's like, oh yeah, he does make some good points. Like, what is the downside to him getting involved coming up next and screwing LA Knight? The answer is nothing, because that's exactly what happens. I had to keep LA Knight strong here, because obviously he's a lot more popular than Wesley, so hence the 80 rated match. But yeah, Jay White does pick up the win with the cardiac kick in 12 minutes and 1, because, Jay White and the Guns come out and they assault LA Knight and cost him the chance to be Intercontinental Champion once again. 87 for Wesley, 82 for LA Knight, yeah. But yes, it will be heel versus heel. It will be Wesley against Jay White for the Intercontinental Championship next week. After the match, though, Wesley and the Guns and Jay White to attack him. And they're just Jay White and the Guns to start with, actually. Wesley is all watching on because he's got the win. And he sort of just leaves the ring and sort of shrugs his shoulders like, hey, I'm not going to stop it, but this isn't my business. Then Jay White is like, hey, I know we said just for tonight, just for this match, I've got your back, but we can put this guy out for good if you come in here and help us. And Wesley does ponder. And he changes his mind. He does run into the ring. He does join in on the assault of LA Knight. When Axiom, the Cruiserweight Champion, does rush out. And he takes down Wes Lee. And Jay White, he scurries away. And the Guns scurry away. LA Knight gets to his feet. He hits a BFT on Wes Lee as well. And he sort of looks awkwardly across at Axiom. And Axiom's like, hey, I just hate seeing injustice. I want to just come to the help of somebody I thought needed help. And he leaves. And I'm like, well, sure, I'll take that help. But yeah, Axiom getting involved once again here on Raw. We then see Finn. This is before the main event. A very quick, I've forgotten to mention it, but it is a very, because it's a lot of it is wrestling focused, it is a very, shorter show, a very shorter episode. But we do get another Finn Balor promo video. He's looking at himself in the mirror in the bathroom. And he hears these weird voices again. He goes, you're a coward, Finn, you're a coward. What are you holding back for? If you ever held back before, you would never have been Universal Champion. If you held back before, you never would have achieved all the success that you have, Finn. Do you want to continue to spiral down the path you're going on? Or do you want to remind the world who the hell you are? Because there is a dark path in front of you, Finn. It's not the one that you think it is. It's the one you're currently on. We're here to offer a hand out to you and remind you of what it's like to be great. And then he adjusts the mirror and we see there hanging on the end of his chair in the living room. We can see through the door of the bathroom, and there hanging on the chair is the demon's headdress. And then Finn's all he notices it. And that's how we end. We cut off there. Next week, we have a pretty big show. A couple of matches have already been set. First of all, following the attack at the hands of Tatum Paxley on Piper Niven earlier on tonight, them two will go one-on-one on next week's episode. Tatum Paxley, who lost to Tegan Nox here tonight, will face off one-on-one with Piper Niven, the other half of the Liberators duo, next week on Raw. Plus, just announced an Intercontinental Championship match will take place as the Switchblade, Jay White, defends the championship against, I guess still a rival, but a temporary ally for tonight only, in Wes Lee, after his victory over LA Knight in that number 1 contenders match. Plus, we saw her earlier on tonight, Space Jesus herself, Billy Starks, will arrive and make her in-ring debut for WWE next week on Monday Night Raw, and more women's action as Bird Girl, technically one half of the women's tag team champions, Lara Valkyria, will face off with Jade Cargill, that bitch, next week in Pittsburgh. And we are in Pittsburgh, which does mean WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle is in the house, and he'll be here next week in his hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Gunter. We do like the tense, main event title match, entrancing, where the music's going dun dun dun, and we see Gunter and AJ Styles walking side by side on a split screen. But then that stops, it'll be sort of like the camera just takes up, the Imperium section takes up the whole screen, and Gunter sort of stops and he holds Giovanni Vinci back. He goes, Gio, tonight, I want you to stay back here. You've been nothing but a disappointment after disappointment after disappointment for Imperium. Now, if I have to take part in this garbage wrestling match later on tonight, I'm going to need somebody by my side to make sure that AJ Styles doesn't cheat. And Ludwig will be that guy. And you can stand back here and you can wait until I come back here still WWE Heavyweight Champion. Come on, Ludwig. Ludwig follows Gunter out for the main event, TLC 91. So yeah, a step back from the Berlin match, but sure, it's fine. AJ Styles and Gunter goes 20 minutes and 27 seconds. And, AJ has the upper hand in this match because he is the one who is willing to use the steel chairs and the tables and all that. He's trying to wrestle just a normal match. So that effectively handicaps Gunter from the get-go because, AJ is not trying to wrestle a normal match. He's using the weapons that he has access to. And he's not breaking any rules when he does it because them's the rules that Giovanni Vinci set up. Now there's a table on the outside. And Gunter chops AJ Styles, he goes down. He hits a powerbomb on AJ and AJ kicks out too. And Gunter just looks around and shaking his head like he doesn't know what to do, how to beat him. Then Ludwig's like, hey, Dorin General Gunther, He points at the table and he goes, slam him through this. And Gunter's like, hey, I don't want to use that garbage wrestling, okay? I'm not going to lower myself to his level, okay? He turns around, AJ Styles hits a phenomenal forearm on Gunter. 1, 2, he kicks out. And then Ludwig does get onto the apron. AJ smacks him off the apron. He goes flying through the table at ringside. And then AJ flies him for a phenomenal forearm on Gunter. Gunter catches him out of the air. He locks him into that sleeper hold. And then AJ looks like he's about to pass out when he grabs a steel chair, like from just out of reach. He grabs it and he wails on Gunter to break free of the hold. Again, a breaking of his submission hold he's not used to. And then AJ Styles grabs the steel chair. He starts wailing on Gunter with the chair. That's when Vinci runs out and he wrestles the chair out of AJ Styles' hand. And he goes to swing at AJ Styles. AJ ducks, and Gunter takes the chair shot to the head. I know we're gonna do it. I reckon I can do it well enough to make it look alright. But he goes to swing at AJ and he accidentally hits Gunther instead. And then AJ Styles, he takes care of Giovanni Vinci. He hits the phenomenal forearm on Gunter. And he gets the 1, 2, 3. And we have a new WWE champion. AJ Styles is back on top of the mountain. 81 for AJ, 98 for Gunter. Whew. That's definitely going to be one of the more polarizing booking decisions I've ever done. But I made it, when I went over the Berlin match, I made it perfectly clear that the original idea was for AJ Styles to be the champion, and Gunther only won it because they were in Berlin. So I had to give him an out as to why he lost it so soon. Like, if I just had AJ and Gunther have a rematch and he beat him there, then that would be sort of like, eh. But with the stipulation going against him and, the accidental assist from Vinci, I'm fine with it, Not every title reign's got to be, like, super long. Gunther had his long world title reign a year and a half ago, and he'll definitely get another world title reign in the future, because, like, he scored 98 here. So, yeah. AJ Styles, there was a challenge. He had to win the WWE Championship one final time. And he's done it. The phenomenal one. Back on top of the mountain. And a shocking end to Raw Unforgiven with a big World Championship change. And new. 86. Sure, we'll take that. Lexis King was used too much, apparently. I disagree. I don't think he was used enough, to be perfectly honest. But, yeah, moving on from that, we do have an episode of Heat to get to. He kicks off the same way he always kicks off. Next Gen in Kiana James's office. And Kiana goes, ladies, Sasha is still, busy preparing for her Women's Championship final tomorrow night on ECW. But the CEO does relay this message to me. Last week, Indy Hartwell was defeated by Katana Chance in what was an absolute disgrace of a match. The biggest upset victory in the history of WWE. Sasha was calling it. And it's not all Indy's fault, because of course you girls were supposed to be out there as well helping her, but you've been disappointing us in recent weeks. That we need to start, evaluating everybody's worth here. And Kev's like, who are you to evaluate our worth, okay? We were dubbed the future of this women's division by the people who ran this company before. We took over this whole damn show. The only reason we're sat in that chair right now is because the other woman who used to run the show, we took her out at your behest. So be careful with your next words, Kiana. Because first of all, I don't appreciate the threats, Kathy. And second of all, we just want to see if you really are the future of the women's division, then we'll see how you do in the next couple of weeks in singles actions, all of you. With just one of you going out there every single week and competing in singles action, we'll see how we can get the job done. Starting tonight with Kathy Cool, we're going to take on Mina Shirakawa tonight. Kathy's like, great, well, come on, girls, we just get ready for that. And Kathy goes, no, Kathy, I said you. Leave these people out there. Let's see what you're all about, Kathy K. What is it, the great Kathy Cool? This great show woman? Let's see what you can do all by yourself. That match, I think, is the opening match. It is. They apparently don't seem to click. And it's almost, it's not entirely, but it's almost sort of a trap, because obviously Mina has her friends, her Club Venus stablemates are all at ringside. And with no other members of Next Gen out there to help Kathy, she does just lose because Victoria Shields and the Page sisters get involved and cost her the match. 62 for Mina, 54 for Kathy Cole. And you can see she's very frustrated with, the whole situation. But yeah, she was come up short tonight. 75 rated. 6-woman tag team match. Fatal Influence, fresh off their victory on the pre-show at Bad Blood, get another 6-woman tag team victory here, beating B-Fab and the Unholy Union. 71 for Zelina, 68 for Aaliyah, 63 for Fallon, 82 for Alba Fire, 65 for Iona Webb, and a 57 for B-Fab. And yeah, nice win for Fatal Influence. Alba Fire gets an 82, so she's definitely, she's the one out of these. But yeah. We then get the next segment of part 2 of Chelsea's adventures in Japan as the newest member of J-Flow. There's posters, and they're poorly photoshopped. Like, they've stuck Chelsea's head over Mina's old body, and she sort of looks at it and goes, wow, girls, I didn't realise I had a rack like that. And Mac goes, no, it's not you. Just come on. You need to get your clothes fit. And they go to some tailor. They get their upcoming matching outfits for the next J-Flow show. Chelsea Green, of course, being American. They don't do outfits that's that big for her because she's taller than all the rest of them. She goes, really? What's that supposed to mean? Okay, you're calling me too big? Saying I'm too big? I'm like, no, it's tall. She goes, oh, well, these long legs, they do carry me far, to be fair, so I understand the frustration here. I don't even want to match with these guys. I don't even want to be in this group. I've sort of been forced to be here. And then she just keeps ranting to the tailor, but obviously the tailor is Japanese, and then he just blankly stares back at her. And he's like, so pay? And then she's like, yeah, I'll pay. And she comes out, she's got her matching J-Flow concert outfit on. And then like, now we eat. Goes, oh great, Japanese food. To be continued. What the fuck is happening tonight? First, Kathy Cool and Mina didn't click. Now Liv and Tiffany don't click. And at all. And it killed both their performances. Tiffany Strand defeats Liv Morgan, 30 minutes in favour, PME. 57 for Liv Morgan, probably still too high, and a 63 for Tiffany Stratton. Yeah, nice win for Tiffany. Apparently not as nice as it should have been, but, well, I can't believe I expected higher from Liv. That's on me. A 78 rated main event. Just our standard banger on Heat this week. Julia defeats Shantae Washington, because Julia wasn't in action at Bad Blood. It was her and Yoko sat out, because we did the two women in the tag match and then the Mega Sis. So, give her a match here. She pinned Shantae Washington in 40 minutes and 7 with a beautiful madness. Gets a 78, so yeah, really good match. 80 for Julia, 68 for Shantae. And yeah, that ends Heat. That ends the episode. Gets us a 74. What matters more is what you thought of the show. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Mainly of Raw, and I'm expecting some people not to have liked the ending of Raw, but it is what it is. You gotta throw some wacky booking decisions in there sometimes to keep you on your toes, And yeah, I'll see you next time for ECW on the go-home show for High Voltage, and the in-ring debut of Uncle Howdy as he faces Austin Theory. See you then.